How to count APs and GPs. So, we are ready to count our very first share. I recommend adding my voice channel ListBot to your Discord server. This bot will make a list of the people who joined the voice chat at the moment you use the .list command. Now, we got some lists made from people who attended mazes this week. To begin counting, we must go to the AP Count tab. You should see formats like this, so for the sake of this example, I am going to steal an assistance list from a guild. Make sure your lists are written in such a descending format to save you a lot of work. Copy only the names of your list and go back to the AP Count tab. Right below List, paste your list, making sure you're only pasting values. Now, it is important to select which maze this list belongs to, otherwise there will be no AP to count. It should show green numbers like this, only 0 will be red. Now, as you may notice, there is a red ADD after every name. This is because in this example sheet I did not fill any names in the Item and Members List tab, so to correct this, I am going to add all those names into my list. After adding the names, you should see that there is a green OK after every name. This essentially means that the name is generating AP correctly. It is recommended to request your guildies to change their server names to their characters' names, so lists are more recognizable and easier to count. As a note, introducing the same name twice in the same list slot will not count the AP twice. Now, we gotta select the items this maze dropped and the amount. A finished counted list should look like this. If you go to the main Guild Points tab, you'll be able to already see the share being pretty much done. So yeah, once a list is counted, you do not need to do anything else on your part. The Excel will automatically do the rest. The multipliers slot. I recommend not messing with it unless you truly understand the system. AP multipliers must be used in really special circumstances. Just repeat this process for all lists you wish to count. Use one slot per list. This sheet has a limit of 240 unique list slots. Once they've been all used up, it is necessary to do a sheet cleaning. That's it, you've already counted all the points. Good job! How to sell GPs items. Whenever an item is registered in a list, it will generate GPs that will be shared among everyone who assisted at least one maze. Back while setting up your sheet you gave it a specific price, and this amount of GPs will be the same that will be paid whenever anyone buys something. At Item Redeem tab you will see something like this. In this example, I will simulate Guild Bank redeem 2 refining gems, and this person 1 refining gem. It should look like this. As you can see, the Excel itself will calculate all sales from this tab automatically. By simply doing this, you've sold an item successfully. Remember to trade the sold item to the person redeeming it, though. If you go back to the main Guild Points tab, you will see that the Excel already did the whole thing, and the GPs have been taken off the redeemer's name. Anyways, since this player can still afford 2 refining gems more, I simply edited the number to 3, it was 1 before, so 1 plus 2, as to simulate the fact he bought more refining gems a few days later. Be careful though. Always check that your redeemer has enough points to afford the item. There is nothing prohibiting you from letting people go into negative points, but letting people be on negatives is always a terrible idea. Lastly, if you've set a guild tax during your sheet setup, if Guild Bank can afford it, you can always redeem things with its GPs. Or you can sell those GPs for gold so Guild Bank gets gold. What to do with them is totally up to you. Use it wisely. GPs buying and selling. Before anything, I suggest creating a channel like this in your guild Discord server, as doing trades manually or by direct message can be time-consuming and not efficient. Suggest your guild members creating posts like these only once they've finished their own trade. The trade between players will consist of someone selling their GPs for gold and you as an editor transferring such points to the buyer. We go now to Points Sales tab. And simply introduce numbers like this. Negative numbers will be for sellers, and positive numbers for buyers. Make sure you always introduce both the negative and the positive for all sales. And that's it. The Excel already did the rest of the job. Lastly, I recommend adding some sort of emoji to the Discord messages, so you have a record of what you've already transferred. Bonuses tab. Back in AP/GP values, you can set up to 5 different bonuses. You can give them a name and a % of AP earned. Just like with bank tax, 0.1 equals 10%, 0.2 equals 20%, 0.03 equals 3%, etc. For this example, I've set 3 bonuses: LVL 80 at 10% extra AP, Big Potter at 20% extra AP, and Best Clown at extra 1% AP. You can set whatever you wish here. Go to Bonuses tab now. And set up the bonuses where you want them to be. Then add the names you wish for them to get the bonus. They will get an extra % of all the AP they generated. It should look like this. As you can see though, this person appears with a red ADD sign, means that his name either does not exist or is mistyped. So I've got to manually fix it. Once it is corrected, the ADD should disappear. If you go back to the main Guild Points tab, you should be able to see the bonuses already updated and the net total already calculated. Done. Transferring old GPS to new sheet. If you're currently using a similar point-based system, you can always transfer your points by going to the old GPs tab. You can manually input the points by following the pattern of the 2 yellow lines. Member name will go in the Member 2 column, and its points in the GPs column. It will look something like this. Make sure you get a green OK besides the name, means the name exists in your sheet. If you get a red ADD, it means the name input does not yet exists in your sheet or it is mistyped. In this case, either add the name manually at Item and Member List tab or correct the name. Always make sure you're not using 2 names for the same person. You should see something like this in the Guild Points tab. Done. All points should be properly transferred into your new Google Sheet. Cleaning Guild Sheet. To make your life easier, I've included some macros for you. They're even numbered so you use them in that exact order. Before using the macros, make sure you're in an editor account and make sure you're in the correct tab, otherwise you may get unwanted results or the macros simply will not work. First of all, when is it good to do a cleanup? That really depends on you. You can go on until the 240 list slots are used up, or you can do it once a week, once a month, once every 15 days, totally up to you. When you do decide to do a cleanup, however, you must be very aware that once you do this, all current GPs will become a solid number which cannot be edited anymore. So I recommend doing a cleanup once everyone is sure their points are correctly set. As the macros list suggests, you can follow that exact same order, or you may skip whatever you do not wish to remove for some reason. You can find the macros list in Extensions Macros. The very first time you try to use a macros, you will get a pop-up asking whether you trust the macros. Just click Accept and run the macros again. Important, always run the transfer points macros first. Otherwise a lot of points and will disappear. Transfer points, you have to be in the old GPs tab. After you run it, the current GPs will become a solid number that cannot be edited anymore. Clean AP name lists, you have to be in the AP count tab. This one will erase all lists recorded in the entire sheet. This macros takes the longest to run. Please allow a minute or 2 for it to finish. Clean items GPs lists, you have to be in the AP count tab. This one will reset all drops to no item and quantity to 0. Clean maze name lists, you have to be in the AP count tab. This one will reset all maze name lists back to no maze selected. Clean multipliers. You have to be in the AP Count tab. This one will reset all multipliers back to 1. Clean Items Redeem tab. You have to be in the Item Redeem tab. This one will delete all items quantities sold. Clean Points Sales tab. You have to be in the Points Sales tab. This one will erase all GPS sold and bought. Clean Bonuses tab. You have to be in the Bonuses tab. This one will erase all names recorded for bonuses. Once you've ran all the 8 macros, you're ready to continue using that same sheet.